The ancient Greeks were known for their revolutionary politics and groundbreaking ways of thinking, and are called the fathers of Western civilization. But how much about them do you actually know? Welcome to Watch Mojo's Top 5 Facts. In this installment, we're counting down the 5 most fascinating things that you probably didn't know about the ancient Greeks.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Number 5. Ancient Greece wasn't a country, but a group of city-states. A common misconception is that ancient Greece was one unified country. Sorry to burst your bubble, but nope. Ancient Greece was actually comprised of many city-states called poleis. You've heard of places like Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes?
Saddle up, kid. We're going to Thebes!
These were all ancient Greek city-states. These poleis were typically small in terms of population and size, and essentially like individual countries that only housed one city each. Because of this, each polis had its own judicial, political, legal, and currency systems, which, like we said, basically made them independent countries. Despite these differences though, the poleis shared some common features, like language and, broadly speaking, religious beliefs, which helped establish a connection and political alliances between the states. Even so, Greece as we know it today did not exist. Number 4. Western literature began in ancient Greece, as did pretty much everything Western, really.
Okay, now, name 3 things the Greeks did first.
Do you enjoy reading books, watching movies, or even reciting the alphabet? Well, you can thank the ancient Greeks. They placed considerable emphasis on both the written word and drama.
He's making this story sound like some Greek tragedy.
In fact, according to historians, the Western literary tradition began with Homer, when the poet, or collection of poets as some believe, created the timeless works the Iliad and the Odyssey.
This war will never be forgotten, nor will the heroes who fight in it.
As evidenced by the myriad Greek amphitheaters that still stand, we can also surmise that the Greeks loved them some drama. Makes sense. They basically invented the format and produced enduring works of art in both comedy and tragedy. Oh, and the English language itself?
What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Yep, that pretty much started with the ancient Greeks too. They were the first to introduce vowels to written language, giving rise to the Latin alphabet and the languages that subsequently stemmed from it.
Give me a word. Any word, and I show you how the root of that word is Greek.
Number 3. Ancient Greeks were weirdly obsessed with a good beard. Ever notice that every bust or statue of an ancient Greek man is rocking a long, curly beard? Ever wonder why? Well, it's not because they didn't have razors. The ancient Greeks saw the beard as a representation of masculinity.
I'm sure.
Conversely, they saw a smooth, cleanly shaved face as feminine. What's more, a healthy beard was also a sign of intelligence, and philosophers like Socrates and Plato believed that a long beard was actually discharge from an overcrowded brain. It wasn't until Alexander the Great came along that shaving was encouraged, but even then, it wasn't an aesthetic thing. It was because Macedonian soldiers had been killed in battle after being grabbed by their beards.
I don't like his beard.
What? What? Oh, no.
Number 2. Ancient Greece produced some all-time geniuses.
You're a goddamn genius!
We're assuming that not every citizen of ancient Greece turned out to be a beacon of revolutionary ideas. Truth is, though, the civilization produced many geniuses that helped give rise to modern knowledge. In school, for those with a male persuasion, whose families could afford it anyway, boys were taught the fundamentals of reading and writing, but also studied musical instruments and advanced topics like geometry and astronomy. Aside from philosophers like Plato and Socrates, these schools also produced some other fantastic minds, such as the astronomer, mathematician, and geographer Eratosthenes, who miraculously gave a nearly accurate figure of the Earth's circumference by comparing the length of shadows at different latitudes. So, point being, ancient Greece had its fair share of smarty pants.
She's smart enough for a girl.
You think you're smarter than me, huh?
Number 1. Ancient Greek democracy was very different from our own. Ancient Greeks were the architects of democracy, and Athens was its birthplace. However, their political system was far different from our own. Most modern societies practice a representative democracy, where citizens elect officials to make most of the decisions. The Greeks practiced direct democracy, where they cut out the middleman and vote on issues themselves. There are reasons this system has rarely been used since ancient Greece. To start, it takes a lot of time to attend debates and votes, so eligible citizens needed free time to focus on politics.
There is a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of interesting things.
Athenian citizens had free time because slavery. They had lots of slaves. Also, we said eligible citizens. For them, that only meant males over the age of 18 with an Athenian heritage.
That's oddly specific.
The vast majority of people in Athens had no say in how the place was run. So while Athens is credited as the birthplace of democracy, and some of its elements are similar to today's political systems, modern democracy is a very different institution, for better or worse. So, which of these facts surprised you the most? And would you want to hop in a time machine and check out the culture for yourself? For more philosophizing top 10s and luscious curly top 5s, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Remember this day, man. For it will be yours for all time.